Alright, so perhaps Greg versus Alice doesn't sound like a very exciting main event. Sounds like the story of Greg's life once he marries Alice. Sounds like a reality TV show. Here's the thing, you'd watch it. And not just because America eats up reality TV shows, but because in this reality TV show, Greg and Alice turn into gorilla and rabbit. And now it sounds like a cartoon. Alright, now it sounds like a video game. It's Bloody Roar for the original PlayStation.
Get ready, fight!
Out of my way! The only thing more awesome than this game is the fact that it was released to arcades as Beastorizer. And that sounds like the greatest band that ever lived. That's just incredible. And why they used the name as generic as Bloody Roar when they had something like Beastorizer up their sleeve, I have no idea. Maybe it was to tamp down the awesomeness. Like, you unleash Beastorizer on consoles, you got a full-scale ride on your hands. Call it Bloody Roar, things die down a bit. No matter what you call it, though, the game's awesome. It's a 3D fighter from Hudson Soft. And although it may look like just another 3D fighter, there are actually a couple things that make the game feel unique. Did I mention the gorillas and rabbits? So the main gimmick here is that every character can turn into another character. There's the regular human form, but then there's also this crazy mutated monster form, a Beastorizer form. See why they couldn't call it that? People would go f***ing crazy. Anyway, you build up this little gauge, and then you can Beastorize, which is just the coolest thing ever to say. But if you need a reason beyond that, how about it lets you grab people by your teeth and shake them around so violently that blood starts flying, like sparklers on the 4th of July. How's that for a reason? And I'm sure it does other things too. At this point, I don't even care. You can also activate something called rave mode, which, like, I don't use drugs, but I'm guessing it's a lot like a real rave. You feel twice as powerful, but you also go down easier than usual. Phrasing. And the only thing cooler than Beastorizing is raving and Beastorizing at the same time. This game's like a cocktail of poor decisions. It's awesome. And it plays well, too. The controls are tight. The characters are pretty balanced. It's just an enjoyable fighter to play. And there's plenty of ways to do it, too. There's a traditional arcade mode. You can fight a friend one-on-one. There's even a couple supplemental modes, like time attack and survival, things like that. So in terms of the gameplay and the content, there's really nothing to complain about here. I mean, for 1998, this game basically got everything right. Well, basically. I still would have gone with Beastorizer. In fact, I guess if I had to pick something to criticize here, surprisingly, the characters aren't too memorable. Despite the fact that they transform into monsters, it's like they don't actually have a lot of character, which is weird. Like, a lot of them are actually pretty forgettable. And the names they certainly don't help either. This sounds like a 5th grade spelling bee. And the sound wasn't all that special either. I mean, to be honest, I play most video games with the sound muted. I'm usually listening to music. That is, unless the sound really grabs me. This one didn't really grab me. But that's almost a good thing. Because, I mean, like, transforming into beasts while listening to a band like The Crown, that actually makes the game better. This is literally a death explosion. Look, I'm not a big fighter guy. I'm terrible at these games, and I hate memorizing button combinations, so I just don't do it. But holy crap, even a casual button-mashy dude like me had a blast with this game. It's silly, it's ridiculous, it's this over-the-top fighter, but in some ways it's also, like, surprisingly unique. And it's actually doing a couple really interesting things. Like, in addition to the Beastorizing. Holy crap, what a verb. Hide your children and lock the doors. It's Bloody Roar for the PlayStation.
You win.